Welcome to Books. We bring you a variety of audiobook novels, ranging from thrilling suspense to sci-fi adventures. Whether you're commuting, enjoying some leisure time, or winding down before bedtime, Open Books is here to accompany you. In a quiet little town, there was a group of scientists and engineers who gathered together. Among them was a young scientist named Alan, who was building a cannon capable of sending humans to the moon. "Space is so mysterious and beautiful," Alan exclaimed, his voice filled with enthusiasm. "Is it possible for us to send humans to the moon?" The others exchanged glances, momentarily silent, until an engineer broke the silence. "That sounds crazy, Alan." "But it's possible," Alan said firmly, his eyes shining with determination. "We just need a cannon that can send humans to the moon." So, in an old warehouse, they researched the formula for gunpowder while testing the durability of various materials. "This gunpowder formula seems a bit unstable," one engineer worriedly remarked, furrowing his brow and holding a piece of paper. Alan smiled and approached him, carefully examining the formula. "We can try some new formulas. Perhaps it'll be better," he suggested. The engineer nodded, and they immediately began a new round of experiments. Under Alan's leadership, they embarked on new experiments. Sparks flew, and the smell of chemicals permeated the air. Over time, their plan began to take shape. Their moon landing project attracted attention from industry insiders, and Alan and his team became the center of attention. "We're getting closer to our dream," Alan said hopefully, his eyes shining with anticipation of the future. His colleagues were equally optimistic. After countless trials and modifications, they finally found the most suitable materials to make the projectiles more durable. With the efforts of each department, the structure of the moon cannon became increasingly perfected, like a solid fortress ready to face the challenges ahead. However, fate had its twists. As they prepared for the inaugural launch, an unforeseeable severe weather descended. The storm raged like an intense symphony, playing an undeniable melody. The clouds in the sky seemed like furious beasts unwilling to let the moon cannon ascend as scheduled. "What a nuisance," sighed an engineer under his breath, while the storm outside seemed to engage in its own conversation. Alan gazed out the window, his expression unwavering. "We can't let this storm hinder our dreams," he rallied the team, his voice filled with the strength of determination. "We can wait, but we can't stagnate." So they began the long wait. During this time, they not only persisted with their launch plans but also actively engaged in various charitable activities, spreading their dreams to the world and garnering more support. People witnessed their efforts and perseverance and eagerly joined this adventurous journey. Finally, as the storm gradually abated, the moon cannon emerged once again, ready to challenge the limits of dreams. This time, the world's anticipation surged even more, with countless viewers waiting in front of their television sets to witness the birth of this miracle. Before the launch pad, Alan gazed at the massive projectile, his heart filled with longing for the future. "This time, we will succeed." He took a deep breath, preparing himself for the ultimate adventure. At the moment of launch, a massive flame erupted, and the projectile soared through the night sky like a released arrow, carrying sparks of dreams toward the unknown of the moon. This moment was not only a leap in technology but also a testament to human resilience and unwavering determination. "We did it!" exclaimed an engineer excitedly, his voice drowned in the cheers of the launch. Alan smiled, watching the rocket in the distance, his heart filled with a sense of accomplishment. When a new star rose in the sky, Alan and his team faced an unprecedented challenge. A sudden storm struck their base, throwing all their plans into disarray. Alan frowned, knowing this was a true test. "This storm is going to delay our launch plans," an engineer lamented, his voice drowned out by the wind. "What should we do?" Alan stood amidst the storm, his eyes scanning the distance as if searching for an answer. "We can't give up," he said firmly, his voice cutting through the noise of the wind. "We must find a way to overcome this obstacle." And so they embarked on a journey fraught with challenges. They traversed the vast Sahara Desert, each step filled with hardship and sweat. But their determination never wavered. They knew this was the only path to realizing their dreams. "This storm is terrifying," a scientist shivered, his face covered in dust. "Can we still go on?" Alan halted, turned, and smiled reassuringly at his team. "Of course we can," he encouraged, his voice full of strength. "We've come this far. We can't give up now." They pressed on, crossing every dune of the desert, facing increasingly fierce storms. But their courage and determination enabled them to overcome every obstacle until they finally glimpsed a ray of hope. At the edge of the desert, they discovered a mysterious oasis with lush trees and bubbling springs. Alan and his team were filled with gratitude. They knew this was a gift from fate. "This place is so beautiful," an engineer marveled, his eyes shining with emotion. "We've finally reached our destination." Alan nodded, took a deep breath, and felt the freshness brought by the oasis. He knew this place would be the turning point of their adventure, their last hope. So they paused, rested for a moment, and gazed at the new star rising in the sky, their hearts filled with anticipation for the future. Despite the obstacles, they believed that with perseverance, they could overcome everything and achieve their dreams. When they arrived in the seemingly tranquil place of Tozeur, Alan and his team didn't expect that an unexpected event would change their fate. As they stepped into this unfamiliar city, a group of sinister figures suddenly emerged, surrounding them. "What in the world is this place?" murmured one of the engineers in a hushed tone, a hint of fear showing on his face. Alan furrowed his brow, trying to make sense of the situation. He knew this wasn't an ordinary accident. With the help of a mysterious figure named Dr. Neo, they were led to a hidden location, away from the enemies who were chasing them. Dr. Neo was enigmatic and cunning, but his appearance provided Alan and his team with a lifeline. "You've caught their attention," Dr. Neo said coldly, his gaze alert. "But now, you need my help." Alan and his team had to rely on the stranger, even though they knew nothing of his true identity. They understood that their only way out now was to follow Dr. Neo and seek an opportunity to escape the city of conspiracy. Thus, they embarked on a thrilling adventure, navigating the streets and alleys of Tozeur City, always wary of enemy attacks. Each step was fraught with danger, but their resolve never wavered. They knew that only by overcoming the obstacles before them could they find the answers they sought. "We're almost there," Dr. Neo whispered, his eyes scanning their surroundings for a place to hide. "We need to hurry. They'll be on our tail soon." Alan and his team hurriedly followed Dr. Neo through narrow alleyways and around corners. Suddenly, a group of enemies appeared before them, and they were forced into a life-and-death struggle. Swords flashed, flames erupted, as they fiercely resisted the enemy's onslaught, each person striving to protect their comrades. In this intense battle, Alan displayed his courage and determination, leading his team forward. In the end, as the enemies were repelled, a silence descended upon the city. Alan and his team breathed heavily, knowing that the adventure was far from over. They had to continue onward, searching for the key to uncovering the truth. Only then could they escape their predicament and complete this heart-pounding journey. Guided by Dr. Bull, Alan and his team embarked on a thrilling adventure, their destination a place shrouded in mystery, possibly concealing shocking truths. They traversed narrow city streets and bustling markets, remaining vigilant and prepared for any potential dangers. "This place gives me the creeps," whispered a scientist, his voice tinged with unease. "Can we really trust this Dr. Bull?" Alan halted, gazing at the enigmatic figure, a hint of doubt flickering in his eyes. "We have to trust him," he asserted firmly, his voice brimming with confidence. "For now, we can only follow his lead and uncover the truth." Pressing on, they navigated through the city's narrow streets and dim alleyways until they reached a secluded spot. There, they discovered an ancient ruin exuding a mysterious aura, as if whispering tales of antiquity. "What is this place?" an engineer exclaimed, eyes fixed on every detail of the ruin. "It looks like architecture from the moon." Alan nodded, curiosity and anticipation swelling within him. This might be what we've been searching for, he murmured, excitement evident in his voice. We must investigate thoroughly. Perhaps we'll find some clues. Exploring the ruin, every corner teemed with mystery and puzzles. Eventually, in a hidden chamber, they uncovered an ancient document containing astonishing information. It's a record of an ancient race on the moon, a scientist exclaimed, hands trembling as they pored over the document. Seems they possessed advanced technology and civilization. Excitement gleamed in Alan's eyes. He knew this discovery would shake the world. This changes everything, he exclaimed, anticipation coursing through his voice. We must bring this news back and share it with the world. And so, Alan and his team returned to their base with this astounding revelation, prepared to unveil the shocking truth to the world. When the lunar cannon successfully launched amidst roaring flames, Alan and his team immediately became the focus of global attention. People cheered for their courage and determination, and their story was heralded in every corner of the world. Look, there's Alan and his team, exclaimed a young person excitedly, pointing at the screen on the television. Their eyes were filled with admiration and aspiration. They're truly amazing. Alan stood in the control room of the base, his heart brimming with emotion and joy. This is a victory for all of us, he said with a smile, his voice tinged with gratitude. Without all of you, this moment wouldn't be possible. We did it, a scientist said proudly, their eyes shimmering with pride. This is our collective achievement. Alan and his team became world heroes, their names forever engraved on the monuments of history. If you enjoyed today's story, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Your support is the driving force behind our continuous creative journey. Look forward to the next episode, where more exciting stories await you at Open Books. Thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, goodbye.